summer, and it feels like it. An advisory remains in effect through Friday night. So as we track this extreme heat, we have good tips from the county.
Pushback over SDG&E's proposed power line route. The open house happening in Fallbrook tonight.
The City Heights woman charged with stabbing her husband to death made her first appearance in front of a judge today. I'll tell you what happened in the courtroom.
Tributes are pouring in tonight following the death of American music legend Dolly Parton.
She just had such a big heart. She was a true human being.
Nobody is ever going to replace Dolly. She was just amazing. She is amazing.
We take a look at the legendary legacy the music icon leaves behind on and off the stage.
We begin tonight with a live look along San Diego's coast where people looking to get some relief from the dangerous heat couldn't really catch a break. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Beachgoers didn't get much relief as our coast is under a heat advisory, part of which makes today a weather impact alert day. Emergency room doctors tell News 8 they have seen a jump in the number of patients getting too much sun over the last week. Our crews were out at Mission Bay today where people were out and about early this morning trying to beat that heat and get their exercise in. And a lot of them do have that heat wave on their mind.
Drinking a ton of water and trying to stay cool and enjoy the morning hours before it heats up.
The heat is not the only hazard people heading to the coast should be aware of. There is elevated surf and dangerous rip currents. People are encouraged to check in with a lifeguard before entering the water. Always good advice. And while our coast is feeling toasty, it only gets hotter the farther east you go.
News 8's Jenny Day is in tonight for Carlene, joining us now with more on what it's like in the East County right now. And to first look at what else we can expect. Jenny.
Yeah, born and raised in good old East County. It does get hotter there. It has been hot and it's only going to get hotter. We do have this heat advisory in effect through Friday night. We're talking 80s at the coast and upper 90s further east. So before we take a closer look at that forecast, I want to remind you of what to look out for because heat-related illnesses can increase significantly during extreme heat.
The people and the pets that I'm most worried about really are anyone who's medically vulnerable.
San Diego summers, high heat and lately high humidity.
Humidity does make it worse. It's more challenging for your body when it's hot and humid.
To keep us safe, healthy, and cool, I spoke with the public health officer for San Diego County about heat exhaustion and heat stroke.
Instead of clammy skin like heat exhaustion, you actually get dry skin and people stop sweating. So that is a clear change because your body just gives up. People do start getting that altered mental status, or they may even fall unconscious. So you really need to call 911.
Signs to look for include headaches, nausea, or muscle cramps. So immediately move the person to the shade or a cool shower.
Just give them water and electrolytes. If they could sip on it, put them in a cool place, loosen their clothing. You could put ice and things on individuals. If they're in heat stroke, they may have altered mental status, so you might not want to give them water or something because they might choke on it.
To avoid that, drink water early and often. Avoid sugary drinks. Never leave a child or a pet in the car. Limit outdoor activity at peak times of the day and wear a wide brim hat when you are outside. Also, take advantage of the county's cool zones. I'll put a list of locations on CBS8.com. Some even allow pets.
Some houses and some families are choosing, right, whether to run their air conditioner or put food on the table. And so we do operate these cool zones.
Due to this extreme heat, the county has also opened more shelter beds for those experiencing homelessness. And for those of you in the South Bay, this heat only amplifies the Tijuana River sewage crisis.
Thankfully, recently, I just looked at the levels again. You know, they're not above at least what the state's threshold is.
So you can sign up for Air Pollution Control District's monitoring and, of course, use those air purifiers. Sadly, keep your windows shut, and at least we do get some relief from that heat overnight. So not much, though. Not going to lie. It is a warm summer evening. Lean in, my friends, because here now, look at the next 12 hours in Poway, still at midnight, 74 degrees. But again, we're talking even a 20-degree swing from our daytime highs. So we have a lot more heat in the forecast, no doubt about it. Heart of summer, again, it does feel that way. Thursday and Friday are going to be the hottest days of the week. We do have this heat advisory. It does not expire until Friday night. So some good news heading into your weekend. It will definitely be more what we should be experiencing, because today we're talking 5 to 14 degrees above average. Places like Vista, Ramona, many of you surpassing that triple-digit mark. So very, very warm temps out there. Currently, right now at 6 o'clock, we are talking still in many places along the coast around 80 degrees, 90s, of course, further inland. It's warm, and here's a peek now at highs for tomorrow. Again, Thursday, Friday, still expected to be the hottest, but 80s. That does not always happen for us. Sometimes, though, August into September can be our hottest months, and that is definitely shaping up to be the case. So we'll have a closer look at your 7-day forecast in just a bit. Keep it here. Stay safe.
That is hot. Thank you, Jenny. And as always, you can get alerts on the go and our extended weather forecast on the CBS 8 app. Stream anytime on your time for free. Country music legend Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80. And tonight we're learning she had a brief battle with cancer.
Her nephew shared the news on behalf of her family today. Born in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in 1946, she had a modest upbringing, but her talent and love for music shone through from an early age. Over the course of her 60-year career, Dolly wowed fans as a singer, actress, and philanthropist. She even opened a theme park and launched a childhood literacy program. In our next half hour, we take a deeper look at her career, her legacy, and how the world is reacting to the news of her death. Right now, SDG&E is hosting a community open house for the proposed Golden Pacific Power Link project, a new electric transmission project.
But the proposal is being met with significant pushback. News 8's Steffi Roche joins us live in Fallbrook from right outside the open house. Steffi, what are you hearing?
Well, people are gathering to learn more about the proposed transmission line here at the Fallbrook Community Center, but others, they're rallying in opposition, including this group here behind me. They have concerns over wildfire risk with this project. Now, this proposal, it is quite controversial, and it proposes a 145-mile, 500-kilovolt transmission line connecting Imperial Valley to the San Diego-Orange County border. Residents in cities like Temecula and right here in Fallbrook have held rallies and voiced their opposition to the project. Organizations, including the Fallbrook Chamber of Commerce, are opposed to the plan. And today, I spoke with a member of Save Fallbrook, the group rallying tonight, and SDG&E to hear both sides.
First and foremost for Fallbrook, given the 2007 Rice fire, which SDG&E was found at fault for, we've already felt the devastating effects of a fire caused by a power line, and so that's first and foremost on a lot of residents' mind, as well as insurability for their homes and all sorts of environmental impacts, views.
We have not had a utility-related wildfire in the last 18 years because of all the steps that we put in place to prevent wildfires. So whether it's overhead hardening, so thicker steel conductors, taller towers, wider spacing in between, vegetation management, advanced technologies, using AI to help weather forecasting. These are all tools in our toolbox to make sure that we operate our system in the most responsible and safe way possible.
And whether to approve or deny SDG&E's proposal. Meanwhile, SDG&E tells me that tomorrow in Temecula, they will also hold an open house. Then there will be two more, one in Borrego Springs and another in El Centro in later this fall, I believe in October. But for now, reporting live from Fallbrook, I'm Steffi Roche, News 8.
Thank you, Steffi. Just in tonight, a Julian man is in federal custody after he was arrested in Washington, D.C. on suspicion of having a guillotine in a pickup truck. U.S. Capitol Police say they spotted this truck this afternoon illegally parked near the U.S. Capitol building. There's the guillotine right there. They arrested 35-year-old Philin Tam Dooley on suspicion of having a dangerous weapon. Capitol Police say he drove to Washington, D.C. from California. They're now looking into his motives for going to D.C.
I mean, it wasn't like he was trying to hide it.
No, was it a prop? Was it a functioning?
Right.
We have much to learn on that story. Meantime, a 33-year-old woman charged with stabbing her husband to death in City Heights makes her first appearance in court.
And tonight we're learning more about the district attorney's ongoing investigation. News 8's Alex Cheney joins us live with more on what happened in court today. Alex?
Yeah, it's just a terribly sad and violent story, as today Sandra Venta pleaded not guilty to murder charges. Today in downtown court, Sandra Venta entered a plea of not guilty to one charge of murder. She faces 25 years to life in prison. She's being held on no bail. The judge ordered us not to show you her face, but she did appear in court with two black eyes. Around 11:30 Friday morning, San Diego police say officers were called to a home on 39th Street in City Heights. When they arrived, they found a man inside the home suffering from significant bleeding. Officers tried to save his life, but he died at the scene. Police identified him as 33-year-old Daniel Cornejo. His wife, Sandra Venta, was also inside the home.
Obviously, in this situation where a woman kills her husband, there's a lot of drama that is going to be played into that.
Police say she had minor injuries, and initial information indicates she stabbed Cornejo. Today, the district attorney said she could possibly claim self-defense.
The charges are there. If she has injuries, then I'm sure the defense will utilize that if that is relevant to the case.
Police say Cornejo and Venta live together as common law spouses. They also have a 6-year-old child. That child was at school when the stabbing happened and was not at home.
So that at least is beneficial for the child not to have to deal with his mother stabbing his father.
The bail review conference, her next appearance in court will be on September 1st for a bail review hearing, and then she'll be back for her preliminary trial in October. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
Thank you, Alex. A member of the Padres organization detained by immigration officials is now back home with his family in Arizona.
The New York Times reports minor league catching coordinator Oswaldo Perella was released on bond Monday, a little more than a week after ICE detained him at the El Paso airport. Perella is from Venezuela and is seeking political asylum. His family says he has a pending asylum application, but was not carrying his work permit when he was detained. Homeland Security says Perella overstayed his authorized stay in the U.S. County leaders break ground on a new facility aimed at helping children in crisis.
We'll have those details still ahead, plus the latest on efforts to contain wildfires that have forced thousands of people to evacuate their homes across the country.
And the fight over reforms to a wildfire victim recovery fund heats up in California as a deadline nears. We have details after this.